By the time we leave the counseling room, Fumika has returned to her usual peppy self. Yeah, she looks best when she smiles. I like that a lot about her.
それで、どうだった？内容まで聞くつもりはないんだけど、解決はしたの？
Maybe. She said she'll be able to focus on her work now at least.
そうか。それは何より。
She probably sees Noah more as a student than me, so she must have been embarrassed to open herself up so much. Fumika takes those kinds of things seriously. We should get going too. We don't have much else to do. We don't have much else to do here. Why don't we go get ice cream on our way home? On the way home.
行く!
Yeah, I'm sure you'd love that. A hero, huh? It doesn't feel bad to be called that by her, but it doesn't really feel right. I don't have many memories of messing around as a kid, though I'm sure I had fun times or did stupid stuff. It's all sort of vague. If there was anything from time to time I remembered distinctly, I'd say it was Fumika. Back when I was in elementary school, she looked really grown up to me. Like a charming older girl. Well, that hasn't really changed that much. She's still a charming older girl. She's just cuter. She's just cuter now, I guess. Looking back on it, I think I might have had something of a crush on her. Well, isn't that a shame? She was cute and looked older. Well, she was literally older. And despite that, it always felt like she had a soft spot when it came to me. She's always been willing to show her true self to me. Well, isn't that never mind. I definitely wasn't expecting her to praise me like that. It's sort of strange. My chest feels really hot for some reason. I guess he still has a crush on her. I don't think she meant it that way, but Fumika, I wonder what she's doing right now. Or he's doing the typical guy thing of being complimented once by a girl and that compliment sticking with him for the rest of his life.
Tadaima to. 危なかった。仕事は終わらないかと思ったよ。りっくんと話せてよかった。おかげでなんとかなったし、自分なりに折り合いもつけられたし。そうだった。りっくんは昔からヒーローだったんだよね。
Back then, I found it sweet and precious, but he's an adult now. You sure? I mean, listen, you know, Fumika read the warning at the start, right? Every character is at least the age of 18, right? So Riku, just because Riku was in high school, right? Just because he's in the second grade doesn't mean he isn't 18 and an adult. Rather than cute, he's really cool.
かっこいいって言われたのも初めてって言ってたけど、本当かな？りっくん、普通にかっこいいと思うんだけど。今日だって私が困ってるところに颯爽と現れて。本当にどっちが年上なのかわからないや。
I don't know. I think Riku having an irrational reaction to you not responding makes him seem less mature. So, still you.
私の前世はすごく大人っぽかったな。セクシーな雰囲気で 色っぽくて。
Okay, well, if I wanted a MILF-like character, I wouldn't have picked you. Alright? I mean, I'm going to pick the MILF-like character next, but, you know, just because I'm picking Fumika... just because I'm picking you before her, doesn't mean that I don't like you as well.
悩むまでもなく、私と正気は重なったりしないよね。私は処女で、りっくんにもドキドキさせられっぱなしで。
If we had more moments like this in Aurie's route, I wouldn't feel as bad, I guess, for her route.
りっくんもああいうセクシーな感じの女の人の方が好きなのかな。
Well, let's look at his track record. You've got Noah, you got Amane, you got Aurie. So, I would say no.
りっくんは今何してるんだろう。天使創造リブート。
Oh my. Yeah, look at how in sync they are. Like Fumika is thinking about what Riku is doing, and Riku is thinking about what Fumika is doing. Periodic checkup. How do you feel?
問題ないよ。りっくんはどう？
Same as ever. Are you working today?
お休み。いくら忙しいって言っても夏休みがないだけだから。基本的な出勤日は変わらないんだよ。
Oh, okay. It is Sunday. I kind of lost track of what day it is.
くそ、自慢かよ。
Angry. I mean, I don't think I would be able to lose track of what day it is. I've never been able to do that. I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, I'm glad you're okay. Oh, by the way, what do you usually do on your days off?
普段は休んでる。少しでも体を回復させねば。
I bet.
あ、今日は買い物に行くつもりだけどね。
What are you getting?
乙女の買い物は秘密だよ。
Not telling. Is it panties? Never mind. Secret shopping, huh? Makes me curious. So she's getting something she can't talk about. You normally have to label things if you have a family living with you, but it doesn't sound like she has to worry about that. The only thing I can imagine as a guy is porn or something, but I can't imagine Fumiko buying stuff like that. I can't figure it out.
ちょっと既読するやめて。秘密って言っても大層な話じゃないよ。
Sorry, I was just wondering.
さて、そろそろ準備せねば。
Sorry for bothering you.
そんな風に思ってないってば。気にしてくれてありがとう。でも今のところは問題ないから。
Let me know if anything happens.
オッケー。
Have a nice day.
はーい。
Bye. And that puts an end to our conversation. That was fun. Maybe it's because I don't really have anyone I can have a light chat with, chat like this with. It's sort of nice to see my phone battery decrease for something other than ebooks. Well, my phone battery decreases for YouTube videos, but you don't see me. You don't see me bringing that up. Our conversation is over, but I find myself staring at the chat screen for a while.
気持ち悪い。
I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? What was that?
スマホ見ながらニヤニヤしちゃって。何かいいことでもあった？
Yeah, he's talking to a MILF. Not you. Not really. Well, I guess it's nothing bad. Looking back at the chat history, there really wasn't anything special in it. But it makes me really happy to be able to have that kind of simple interaction for some reason. But listen, all I'm saying is, there is something special about it. The special thing about it is that you're talking to your teacher through text. Or I guess he's talking to Fumika through text, which he hasn't done ever before. Outside of her route, obviously. I haven't been using text messaging all that much lately. Yeah, they need to, they need to use this UI element that they've created. They brought it. They introduced it at the start with the Amane lingerie pics, so they need to pump this out more.
面白い動画でも見てたの?
Not really. Don't worry about it. I'm not doing anything fishy. Well, if you don't consider a student talking to a teacher fishy, then I'm not doing anything fishy. If that's what you're wondering.
そう?ならいいけど。
But we're technically childhood friends, so it's fine.
ああ、そうそう。あんた今日暇?
Huh? No, I don't have any plans.
ちょっと買い物に行ってきてくれない?
Oh, really? Are you going to potentially go shopping at the same place that Fumika is gonna go shopping? Man, what a coincidence. You didn't hear that. Why can't you do it?
平日フル出勤の母に休みも馬車馬のように働けとおっしゃるか?
I'm not gonna say anything. That would be incest. I didn't say that.
ま、どのみち家事があるんだけどね。代わりに夕飯作ってくれる?
No, it's fine. I'll go. What do you want me to get?
シューマイとか小籠包とか。実はお父さんからリクエストがあってね。今日は中華が食べたいんだって。エビチリとか酢豚とか麻婆豆腐とか作るんだけど、天津に関しては買ってきた方がいいでしょ
う。Mapo tofu. I guess his dad is. I guess his dad can handle spice. Didn't we have frozen meat dumplings in the freezer?
せっかくだもん。冷凍じゃなくて、ちょっと贅沢していいやつ食べたくない?
Or I guess she might not make mapo tofu that spicy. The mapo tofu that spicy. Well, yeah, sure.
予算内で好きなおかず買ってきていいから。あ、でも中華縛りね。毎日頑張ってくれてるお父さんからのリクエストなんだから。
I know. Speaking of Dad, is he really okay? He's working even on weekends now. When is he taking a break?
どうかしら。今は特に忙しいみたいだけど、あの人割とワーカホリックなところがあるから。コーヒー以外の趣味もないし、暇を持て遊ぶなら忙しくなるのを毎日分散してるのが好きみたいよ。
So you're all well and happy that he's away?
失礼なこと言わないでくれる？私は別にお父さんが一緒でも全然構わないわよ。
Yeah, but like, if that ever changes, I'm always available. I mean, if only you had a route.
むしろたまにはデートとかもしたいくらいなんだから。
Dates? Aren't you a little old for that? Hang on a minute. Riku.
失礼な。一応忠告しといてあげるけど、年齢に関係なくデートを楽しむのが長続きのコツよ。
Yeah, our parents get along pretty well. It's not like they're being flirtatious with each other regardless of age, but you can tell they're really close and happy.
あんたにこんなコツを伝えたところで役に立つかどうか微妙だけど。
True. Gee, thanks.
せっかくイケメンに産んであげたってのに、なんとももったいない。
Listen, I had sex with multiple people, alright? Noah, who you think is a distant cousin, Amane, who you know is my is my sister, and Aurie. So like, you know, a normal girl from a different world. So you might think she's crazy, but don't worry. Only one of them is blood related. Leave me alone. So I can get whatever I can get whatever as long as it's Chinese, right?
エビチリ、酢豚、麻婆豆腐以外ね。
Alright.
あ、そうそう。ついでにアマネも連れて行って。好きなおかずがないとか言われても面倒だから。あの子の食べたいもの買ってこさせて。あと、たまには外に出た方がいいだろうしね。
I don't mind, but do you think she'll come along?
文句言うようなら油マシマシにするぞって脅しといて。
Alright, I'll let her know.
んじゃ、よろしくね。
お母さんたまには外に出ろって言うけどさ、こんな熱波の中を歩く方が絶対体に悪いって。まあ、一理あるかもしれないね。
Listen, I understand that Noah has to be around Riku all the time, but you weren't invited. Alright? Aren't there some vitamins you can only get from sunlight and stuff? Yeah, vitamin D. And you already gave her plenty of that in her route. Never mind. I pretend I didn't say that.
ビタミン D ね。骨粗鬆症のやつでしょ。夏場だと15分から30分程度でいいみたいだし。でも紫外線にも皮膚のトラブルがつきまとうしさ。
You really know your stuff.
お母さんが言いそうなことは大体反論を準備してる。
Hang on a minute.
バックログ画面だ。
But UV rays can ruin your skin too. But here's the thing, Amane. Do you know what can prevent that? Do you know what can prevent your skin being ruined by UV rays? It's a little white substance that comes from a bottle. All right? Not lube. It's sunscreen. You know, it's something that you should be wearing. Yeah, it's something that you should be putting on if you're ever going out, especially on a hot summer's day like this. I don't think any retorts will help when she just tells you to go or else.
マジでそれ、谷風家の家計とか食とか握られてると全然逆らえない。でも別にそこまで理不尽なことを言われるわけでもないよね。まあね。だから文句ってほどのものもないんだけどさ。
You got out of the house for once. You got out of the house for once? What? And we're gonna have a nice meal. We're gonna have a nice meal later.
だね。
I don't know how to phrase those sentences.
そういえばノアちゃんって本格的な中華って食べたことあったっけ？ラーメンなら。ああ、ラーメンか。元は中華でも日本のお店だと完全に日本食って気もするしな。
Well, you can make it Chinese by changing out the noodles.
ふむ、そうなの？
We ended up going shopping. I wonder if we'll happen to run into Fumiko or something. Oh, really? Nah, that'd be too big of a coincidence. Yeah. if this was the real world. But luckily for you, this is a visual novel.
なんでみんながここに
Fumika, what a coincidence! No way.
お、ふみかさん、こんにちは。こんにちは。なんでみんなが母君に言われて夕食の買い出しに来たんだ。うち今日中華みたいなんで、シューマイとかなんかそういうのを。そうなんだ。ふみかさんは買い物？あ、うん。まあそうなんだけど。
I hope you're not shopping for anything embarrassing like panties or something, and that's why you didn't tell Riku what you were shopping for. Fumika, can I say something for myself? This is really just a coincidence. I wasn't trying to run into you here or anything.
さすがにそんな疑いは持ってないんだけど。
Yeah, now that you said that, it sounds more suspicious.
まさかこんな風に出会うだなんて。もしかして僕たちとは出会いたくなかった？ぽいね。この反応だと。さっき買い物って言ってたけど、まさか男とデート？
Listen, the only time Fumika's ever going to be on a date is if it's with Riku. So, you know.
違います。そんな関係の人はいません。本当にただの買い物。
Not yet, at least. But they don't need to know that.
なんだ。でも困ってる雰囲気なのは間違いないよね。それは別に困ってるってわけじゃないんだけど。わかった。言います。水着を買いに来たんだよ。
Ah, okay. So it isn't as embarrassing as panties, but it was still clothes nonetheless.
水着？普通の買い物だよね。どうしてそんな反応を？
It's because she's trying to have this mature air to her, right? She can't be seen in a swimsuit, especially since she's a teacher.
だっていい年して水着だなんて。水着買うのに年齢は関係ないと思うけど。若い子の前だとどうしても恥ずかしくなっちゃうんだよ。おいおい、あの水着買うのかよ。ダッサ、年考えろよとか思われるのが怖いというか。
Fumika, I know you're a girl, but you're like in your 20s.
気にしすぎでは。
You're probably my age, but like, it's not that deep, bro.
もちろん自意識過剰というか被害妄想だっていうのは分かってるんだけど。
Well, I know how you feel. Once I got a shirt that I thought was really cool, and I was really shocked that someone decided to trash talk me for it. Okay, well, that's because that's because you lack self-awareness.
いや、謎の英字はクソダサいでしょ。
It's the same shirts with nonsense English on them are tacky, and it's the same as if you wore an anime shirt and in big fucking text it has the name of the show on it. Right? It's not enough that the characters are on the shirt. It has to, in plain fucking English, say exactly what show it is. So you have a shirt and it's basically like, hey, look guys, I'm an anime fan too, kind of thing, right? It's the reason why I like minimalist anime shirts. It's a if you know sort of thing. I guess you know more English than me, thanks to all those video games.
あと首元が靴紐みたいなレースアップとかデザインパーカーもやめといた方がいいよ。
You know, it's like wearing a band T-shirt and not knowing any fucking it's sort of different, right? In that instance of wearing a band T-shirt and not knowing any of the songs, it's different because I mean, yeah, in that instance, you're just a tourist, right? You're kind of acting, you're kind of just acting like you know the band, right? Because you're wearing a shirt of it. But in the instance of wearing a tacky anime shirt, where you've got the characters and the title of the show on it, it's not like you're wearing it because you are trying to fit in. You're doing it because you like the show, but it's still tacky regardless, because it still acts the same as having a fucking a spotlight, having a, you know, having a thing be like, I also watch anime kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it.
お兄には絶対着こなせないから。
I can't even wear a hoodie.
パーカーがダメなんじゃなくてさ、気持ちの悪いグラデの入ったパーカーを選ぶなって言ってんの。
I thought it looked cool and stylish. Isn't that bad?
可愛さアピールとかしなくていいから、もっと自分を知れ。そういうのが怖いんだよね。で、さっきからずっとお店を見て回ってるんだけど、全然決断できなくて。ふむ。あまねならそういう助言もできるんじゃないの？私？いや、あまねちゃんはちょっと。あれ？拒絶？現役学生の若い女子の価値観で選ばれたものが似合わないってなると、勝手に落ち込んじゃいそうで。
I thought she would be I thought she would be concerned about the design of the swimsuit, not if it would fit or not. Or unless she is talking about the design of the swimsuit, and when she says doesn't fit well, she means aesthetically.
すまない。気軽に変なことを言ってしまって。なんだか難しいものだね。
Yeah, especially since we're going shopping because of Chinese food, not because of swimsuit.
なら、お兄を置いていきます？
I mean, that's a very convenient solution, isn't it? Really? Me?
お兄はファッションの知識とか皆無だし、純粋にふみかさんに似合うか似合わないかの基準しかないでしょ？
It ticks me off how much sense that makes. But won't it be difficult for me to tell if it really looks good if I don't know anything about fashion?
よっぽど変じゃなければそれでいいんだよ。多分ふみかさんが悩んでるのも選べないとかじゃなくて、誰かに背中を押してもらいたいだけだと思うしさ。
Oh, I see. So basically what Amane is saying is that regardless of what swimsuit Fumika picks, as long as it's a swimsuit you compliment her in, she will pick it.
てなわけで、こんなお兄ですけど、どうぞ。
You know, as long as it isn't too weird.
のーちゃん、私たちは地下の食品売り場に行こっか。わかった。まあ、同じ建物の中なら大丈夫か。それじゃあお兄、後で連絡入れるから。勝手に遠くに行ってはダメだよ、リク。
What I don't get is how every fucking time in these routes, Noah is always concerned about leaving Riku's side when she already has a solution to this, right? It's the feather. Why does she... Why does she only think about the feather like way later in the route? When I'm confused. It's like Noah. How do I say this? It's like Noah. Every route either just suddenly remembers, oh right, I have that feather thing, or learns it, right? Learns that she can do that. But it's never pointed out that that's the reason why she does the feather thing. Alright? She just suddenly does it and gives Riku a feather so that he can fuck other girls while she isn't around him. Huh? Okay. So the secret shopping trip was for a swimsuit, huh?
ああ、うん。なんとなく言い出すのが恥ずかしくって。ごめん。
No need to apologize. If she's getting a swimsuit, does that mean she wants to go to the beach? If she's going to the beach, is she going with other girls? Or maybe... Suddenly, I swallow down air. I feel a sense of nervousness that I don't really understand. Okay, we get it. You're into her. You don't need to worry that she's gonna go to the beach with a guy. She literally said she isn't with anyone. Are you planning to go to the beach?
予定はないよ。
Huh?
毎年行きたいなとは思いつつ、ずっと行かないままだったんだけど。りっくんからお土産もらったじゃない？
Listen, all I'm saying, Riku, is that this is an invitation. She says that she always plans to go to the beach but never does, but the only reason she never goes to the beach is because no one invites her to go to the beach. And that's where you step in and be like, hey, Fumika, want to go to the beach? You bought that swimsuit, right? Want to go to the beach and potentially become more infatuated with each other because we're showing off more skin or something along those lines. Oh, the seaweed?
そう、海苔。あれがすっごく美味しくて、個人的に欲しくなってね。
I hate that I'm I hate that I'm thinking about using this as a thumbnail.
買いに行くか？ならいっそ水着も買っちゃうか？毎年行きたいと思うだけだったけど、水着を買ったら使わないともったいないし、行く気になれるかも。
But also, Fumika, when you say I think about it but never go, so maybe if I get a swimsuit, I may feel pushed to actually go. Right. So she's saying that she thinks about going to the beach, but has never committed herself to going outside, to going to the store to buy a swimsuit. So she's never reached step one of wanting to go to the beach.
みたいな感じでね。
So you don't have any plans to go with anyone?
ああ、そういうのじゃないんだよね。多分一人で行ってたと思う。
To get seaweed?
海苔を買うために。笑わないでよ。自分でも色気のない話だって思ってるんだから。だから言いたくなかったんだよ。絶対笑われると思ってたし。
I wasn't. I just wasn't expecting to hear that at all. I'm sorry for laughing. I didn't mean to make fun of you. I just didn't even think it could be because you wanted more seaweed. I'm really happy you liked it that you liked it that much.
だって美味しかったんだもん。
Apparently she ran out of seaweed very fucking quick. I'm really not making fun of you. Let's go get you that swimsuit. It'd be a waste if you didn't go because of me. Let's go. So about the swimsuit. You went around the stores, right? Did you see anything you liked?
まあいくつかは。
Then let's start with that. I think it'd be better to choose from things you like yourself.
でも私が気に入ったかどうかよりも変じゃないのがいいんだけど。
I think anything would look good on you. Great is an overstatement, apparently. You're really cute.
そんな適当なこと言って。も
They're displaying them out in the open, so the designs can't be too old or strange.
うそっか。それじゃあこういうのとかこういうのとか。
You really like the cutesy ones, huh?
ダメ？
No, not at all. I didn't mean it like that. I was just thinking something a little bolder might look really good on you too.
そうかな。
Actually, now that I think about it, well, casual clothes are really, skimpy. Not saying they don't suit you though. Maybe it's just that it looks so good. It looks so different from what you wear at school or work, school for work, that it took me by surprise a little.
ああ、うん。さすがに学院ではね。あんまり派手な服着てたら怒られちゃうしさ。
I can see your cleavage, brother. Where? There's nothing there. What? What do you mean you can see your cleavage? There's no line there. There's no line to clearly display her cleavage. Even a little bit of her stomach. Her hair is covering up her belly button. Her hair is covering up the belly button. It's not because they didn't draw a belly button. It's because it's being covered up with the hair. And her legs are something I never see at school. Well, this one's valid because, well, it's just thighs. There's nothing. There's no line to show off cleavage or a hole or a circle to show off a belly button. To display a belly. Yeah. I guess she likes wearing clothes that show skin. I can't help but take in the unusual side of her in casual clothes. I mean, it's not like this is his first time seeing her in casual clothes. You dress like that because you don't get to dress how you want at work?
反動ってほどではないけど、どちらかといえばこういうラフな格好の方が好きなんだよね。夏は特に暑いからね。
All this to say that Fumika is gonna wear a bikini. I see. Yeah, I guess a skirt isn't very breezy when it goes all the way down to your feet.
そうなんだよ。暑いし階段を上り下りするのもね。まあそこは仕事だし、先生方のおっしゃることももっともだと思うから全然いいんだけどさ。それより見過ぎなんだけど、可愛すぎるのはやっぱりダメかな。年がいもなくみたいな感じがする。
I don't think so. I'm sure you'd look good in it. But personally, I'd like to see you wearing something a little bolder, maybe.
りっくん、面白がってない？
No, he's flirting. No, I really mean it. I think you'd look great in something more cutesy, but I think something more mature would look great on you too.
大胆か。
I prefer those kinds of swimsuits, by the way.
やっぱり面白がってるでしょ。
I didn't mean it that way. Let's see. How about this one?
さすがにそれは面積が小さすぎる。
Okay, and he's showing off the type of swimsuit he wants you to wear.
せめてこれくらいはないと。
Ah, that looks good. Why don't you try it on?
なんかうまく乗せられたかも。
You know, I'm sort of disappointed that we already saw what kind of swimsuit she's gonna wear from the transition. I mean, it was in her chibi form, but you know, I just really think it looked great on you. Do you trust me that little? That little?
そういうわけじゃないけど、ちょっと攻めすぎてるような気が。
Really? It looks cute and bold in my opinion. It's the perfect balance for you.
りっくんがそこまで言うなら試してみる。
Okay. She takes the swimsuit and heads to the changing room. Fumika in a swimsuit. How will she look? I really think she'll look stunning. A swimsuit that'll match Fumika's cuteness, but also bring out her mature charm. I'm sure it'll look good. Probably, maybe. And to be honest, I'm not really picky when it comes to clothes. I'm not very confident it'll look as good as I pictured it in my head. But still, I do believe Fumika is incredibly cute. Enough to make anything look good. And so I decided to wait patiently for her to come out.
うわ、これって。
You can sort of see her in the swimsuit already. Fumika, is it the wrong size?
あ、問題とかではなくて、やっぱり攻めすぎたかなって。
Really? Well, I can't give my opinion unless you show me.
そうだね。それはそうなんだけど。ここまで来たら。はい、どうだ。
Yep, that's basically what it looked like in the transition. Fumika slides the curtain open, and she looks stunning to say the least. Oh yeah. It's the best thing I've ever laid upon. It's the best thing I've ever laid my eyes upon. That's all I can say. How could such a beauty exist? I'm cursing myself for my lack of vocabulary to express the beauty before my eyes, and I simply stare in awe. I have become even more articulate after seeing Fumika in her swimsuit. If I had to read that sentence out loud before I saw Fumika's swimsuit, I would have stumbled over every word.
なんか言ってよ。恥ずかしいんだからね。
Right. Sorry. You're so beautiful. I was speechless.
見とれって。それはさすがに言い過ぎでしょ。お世辞とかじゃなくてさ、私は正直な感想を聞きたいんだけど。
But don't girls like being flattered? That's my honest opinion. It looks amazing on you. It's cute, but not childish. And it's bold, but not indecent. I think it looks incredible.
そう？そっか。それなら、まあ、本心で言ってくれてるなら嬉しいんだけど。それにしたって褒めすぎ。そんなに言われると逆に恥ずかしくなっちゃうよ。
Maybe that's the point. But it looks great on you. I'm not lying.
そっか。そんなに。ならこれにしておこうかな。せっかくりっくんが褒めてくれたんだし。
Yeah, I think that's good.
ならこれ買っちゃおう。
Little does she know. Little does Fumika know the only reason Riku picked out the swimsuit isn't because it looked good on her. It's because he was fated to by the transition screen.
ちょっと待ってて、着替えちゃうから。
I wouldn't mind if you wanted to leave it on.
バカ言わないの。こんな格好でうろうろしてたら警備員さん呼ばれちゃうよ。
Yeah, I guess.
買ってしまった。買ってしまった。
It's so funny how prominent they draw Fumika's cleavage when she's wearing the bikini compared to her casual clothes where there is zero line. Are you having second thoughts? Why?
やっぱり大胆すぎたかなって不安になっちゃって。
It's fine. It's fine. I guarantee no one will laugh at you or anything. I swear. No one could laugh at such stunning beauty. Actually.
リックン？
Oh, yeah. I definitely don't think anyone will laugh at you. Laugh at you behind your back, actually. Actually. It might be so cute. You have guys trying to hit on you if you go to the beach. I'm a little worried, actually. Yeah, that's why I should also go to the beach. That's why I should go to the beach with you. Not because I want to see you in a swimsuit or anything. I'm just trying to protect you.
ナンパって、私なんて声をかけられたりしないでしょ。
No, I bet they will. I just know it. If they see you alone wearing that cute swimsuit, there's no way guys won't try talking to you. You're that attractive.
リックンもナンパしちゃうくらいに？
Fumika, what do you think he's doing right now? He's literally fucking flirting with you. Well, I guess not. You can't call it flirting, but he's complimenting you really fucking hard. So, no, there's no way I can do that. I'm not that gutsy.
リックンって意外と引っ込み思案なところがあるよね。
Not like you're technically hitting on her right now or anything.
昔出会った頃はもっと周りを引っ張っていくタイプだったのにね。いつの間にかそんな風になっちゃったね。
I mean, I was kind of a brat, and I guess I was sort of bad at reading the mood. Once I got older and learned to deal with people a little better, I just cringed at how I used to be as a kid.
そうなんだ。私はあの頃のリックンも好きだったけどな。
But if I had the courage, I think I'd try to make a move on you. That's how cute and attractive you are.
さっきからリックン同じことばっかり言ってる。
Hey, look. They drew her with cleavage. I can't believe it. It's so funny that the one time Riku points out her cleavage, they are using a pose where it shows none of it. They could have just used this. They could have used this pose, and it would have worked much better. I wish I had better compliments to give, but I can't come up with anything else.
別に嫌味で言ったつもりはないんだけど、何度同じこと言われても嬉しいのは事実だから。
The reality is, Riku can come up with more compliments. It's just that he doesn't want to say them in the case that you mistake it for flirting. That's good, at least. I'm sure a guy with some game could come up with something better to say for times like these. I feel like I've gained more experience socializing over the last few months after speaking with many more people daily. I want to be able to be more interesting and be able to make her laugh. Well, you can very easily become more interesting. It's called having a hobby. Like, what are you talking about? But the making her laugh part, yeah, that comes with experience. When then I might be able to make her even happier to be around. to be around me. So, if you'd like, you know, you can call me whenever you want, whenever you want to go to the beach. I'm really worried you might get guys trying to hit on you if you go alone.
ありがとう。もしもの際には頼らせてもらうかも。あ、いやでもな。
Don't worry, Riku's gonna bring multiple girls so that it doesn't look like you're going out on a date with Fumika. With her, with you. Yeah. Can't rely on me?
そうじゃないよ。りっくんは頼りになる男の人だと思う。
And potentially marry, but that's only after you start dating him.
昔と比べて体も大きくなったし、力に関しても私なんかより全然強いし。でも頼りになる男の人だからこそ、ナンパ以上の身の危険も感じるかも、とかね。
You trust me that little?
ごめんね。本気で言ってるわけじゃないよ。いや、頼りになるっていうのは本当だけど、りっくんがそんなことするとは思ってないってば。
I think it'd be impossible for me to try doing anything right now anyway.
無理って何の話？
Huh? It's nothing. Right. I haven't told her that I can't get an erection. All the other girls I know are aware of it, so I got careless. Well, you have your swimsuit, so I should call Amane and...
待って！今のどういう意味？無理ってどういうこと？
Well, you see, Fumika, I have this sort of condition. And so, you know how like, you know, and, so anyway, basically, I have erectile dysfunction. I didn't mean anything by it.
もしかして私のせい？
Yeah, it's your fault I can't get it hard. I say that as a joke, but unironically, kind of, right? If it is true that the reason why Riku can't get hard is because Diablo didn't want children, that means Fari didn't do a good enough job at convincing Diablo to make kids with her. You know? Huh? Why would it be your fault?
だからあの日、りっくんに資料整理を手伝ってもらった日に、重い資料を急所に落としちゃったから。やっぱり何か不具合が？りっくんすごく痛そうにしてたもんね。
It's not that. It did hurt, but that has nothing to do with it.
でも何か影響があるってことだよね、その言い方。どういうこと？本当に私の件は関係ないの？
I'm sure of that. It's just that it's Diablo's influence on me.
魔王って前世の？
Yeah, that Diablo.
ちょっと待って、魔王の影響ってもう少し詳しく聞かせてくれる？
No, it's a little difficult to.
なんで？前世の影響があるのなら私も無関係じゃないかもしれないでしょ？
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's a little hard to talk about it with so many people around, especially since, you know, I can't get it hard. Get it? Never mind. And I'm supposed to look after Mane and Noah today. We came here to do grocery shopping to begin with. Mom won't let me hear the end of it if we're too late.
なら後日でもいいよ。場所はどこならいいの？私の部屋？それとも進路指導室？
Huh? If we have to, I guess the counseling room. It'd be a little hard to talk about it in a completely private setting, being that what it is. At the very least, Fumika might be more in a work mindset if we do it there.
わかりました。では後日改めて進路指導室で話を聞かせてもらうってことで。
Look, as long as she doesn't get you to prove that you can't get it up, it should be fine to do it in the counseling room.
約束だからね。わかった？
And by it, I mean something that I obviously don't mean something that, you know, that because you can't get it up. Never mind.
わかりましたか？谷風くん。
Yes. I can't run away from this. Rather, I messed up to begin with. I gave in to Fumika's pressure and not in response. We go back home to enjoy the Chinese food selection Dad requested. But throughout the day, all I can think about is Fumika. She made me promise. It's not that there's anything wrong with telling her, though it is a little difficult to talk about, considering I can't get an erection. There's others who know about it though, and they're all pretty girls my age. I don't think things would be any worse if Fumiko also knew. But when it comes to her, I feel really conflicted about it. Well, that's because you like her. That's because you're into old women, but only in her route. I wonder what this feeling in my chest is. I felt the same way this morning when I was with her. I'm weirdly nervous around her. I did see her wearing a swimsuit, but it makes my heart beat harder than it should. Maybe this is Fari's influence affecting me. She was Diablo's bride candidate in my previous life, so maybe that's making me self-conscious. No, that's not what this is about. It's strange, but I feel confident in this alone. Wait.
バックログ画面だ。
Okay, yeah, no, I said it right. This has nothing to do with Diablo's influence on me. I think my perspective simply changed. She's my teacher, and a girl I've known for so long. She's beautiful and cute, and I've always admired her ever since I was a kid. Right, I'd always admired her. But at some point, I stopped looking up at her that way. Well, that's because... Never mind. I was gonna say it's because he doesn't need to look up at her anymore because he's taller now. After learning about our past lives and imagining her naked, and my heart skipping a beat when I saw her wearing a swimsuit, I feel an attraction to Fumika as a woman now. Oh, I understand now. That's why I don't want her to know. I want her to see me as a proper man, and that's why I don't want her to know. I'm glad he's aware of that. A little late for that now. If only I realized these feelings sooner, I might have found a way to squirt my way out of this. I promised I would tell her already. Maybe I can pretend I've forgotten, act like nothing happened. I stare at the ceiling trying to think my way out of it. But it's probably not happening. She's just worried about me. And I know she won't leave me alone until I explain. I know her too well to think I might be able to give her the slip.
Tenshi Souzou Reboot. で、いつになったら説明してもらえるんでしょうか?
She is not happy. She wants to know. She won't give up until I explain, huh? She's been sending me constant reminders ever since. Up until now, it was me checking on how she was doing, but these last few days it's been Fumika messaging me like this. This is pretty much what I expected from her. I mean, I knew this was gonna happen. But if I keep trying to ignore her, she's gonna end up really upset at me. Yeah, she might even come over to your house, and that would be a really bad idea. Your mum would be questioning why she came over to your house. I have no choice. Or our house, their house, something like that. I have no choice but to give in and just do it, I guess. At the very least, I know Fumiko won't make fun of me for it. But it's still such a huge bummer for me. Do you have time today? I sigh as I resign myself and send the message. I think this is the first time I've gone this much to school during summer break.
リク
Ah, it's nothing. Let's go.
ようやく話す気になってくれたんだね。
Much to my dismay. Well, yeah. I don't think you'll let me off the hook until I do.
分かってもらえたみたいで何よりです。
Don't look so smug about it. Fumika clears her throat, straightens herself on the chair, and faces me once more.
それで魔王の影響ってどういうこと？
You know, I was Diablo in my past life. I was Diablo in my past. Jesus. You know, I was Diablo in my past life, right? The problem is that his power was really strong.
魔王の力が強いからリックンにまで影響が及んでるってこと？
Yeah. But in your case, I don't think your past life was powerful enough to affect you like that. According to Kaguya and Orie, Fari wasn't in the forefront when it came to politics, and it definitely doesn't seem like she fought on the front lines. They made it sound like she probably didn't have the power to. That might be the reason why she didn't transmigrate physically in Fumika's body. So it's very likely we don't have to worry about her affecting Fumika for the most part.
それについては分かりました。で、リックンの体に起こった影響っていうのは？リックン
I know. I'll say it, okay? That's why I came here. I take a deep breath, brace myself, and finally say it. I can't get it up.
立たないって何が？
You know.
このやりとり、どこか懐かしい。
Amani and Noah said the same thing before. Well, Fumika's a sensible adult. Maybe it'd be better to just say it instead of trying to be vague about it. I'll be honest. I can't get an erection. Ah, fuck. I can't get an erection.
勃起って。勃起って勃起
Yes. So, I know it's surprising to hear, but please don't say it out loud. Someone might hear out in the hallway and get the wrong idea.
そうだよね。ごめんなさい。
So then maybe you should have done this in her apartment instead of at the school. I mean, I know that she's working at this moment, but you could have done this at night, you know, when she was at home.
でも勃起ってなんでそんなことに？
Oh, you know, plot reasons, the writers thought it was funny. Something like
だっ
that.
てそれって男の人のあれがあれしないってことだよね。
It doesn't really hinder me at the important times, only just... It's mainly used as comedic effect.
なんで魔王の影響でそんなことが？
It's a little difficult to explain for me.
僕の方から説明をしよう。魔王のマナが深く関わることだからね。
Not even I've gotten a clear explanation as to what caused this for me. Even Noah and Kaguya haven't been able to pinpoint the cause, and all they can do is speculate. When they start talking about stuff like mana, I can do nothing but nod along and trust them. Still, Noah dutifully explains mana to Fumika. She tells her that mana is a fundamental power present in all living things, and that in order to suppress its influence, a Diablo's power must be controlled. And how an after effect of suppressing my mana was my inability to get an erection.
魔王のマナ。なるほど。分かったような。マナって言われても全然実感が湧かないような。
I feel the same way.
だが、今言ったことは、すべて本当のことなんだ。そっか。
I can't get an erection right now, but that doesn't have anything to do with the book accident. It's been this way since way before summer break.
そうだったんだ。そっか。ごめんなさい。
Huh? Why are you apologizing?
りっくんが隠そうとした理由分かったから、強引に聞き出すような真似をして、本当にごめんなさい。
Well, you know, it was something I was eventually going to have to say to my future wife / girlfriend, you know? No, it's fine. I know I know where you're coming from. You never could have imagined that's what's, you never could have imagined that's what was happening to me.
まあ、そうだね。むしろそんな予想できる方がおかしい。
True. There's nothing for you to worry about.
いや、こんなのさらに気になるでしょ。面白がってるわけではなくて、だって勃起できないなんて、りっくんにとって重要なことだよね。
Well, yeah, I guess.
なら、りっくんが苦しんでるってことだもん。今後の人生にも大きく関わることだろうし。
Don't worry, Fumika. Like I said, I can always get it up when the time needs. When the scenario calls for it. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, it's mainly used for comedic effect.
こんな事実を知って見て見ぬふりはできない。
I'd actually appreciate it if you pretended like none of this happened.
それどうすればいいの？どうやったらりっくんは元に戻るの？
I'm trying to learn to suppress the manner on my own.
うまくいってない？
I'm slowly starting to learn how to control it, but it's not quite there yet. Maybe Fumika should be joining Kaguya in the daily mana training sessions, you know?
勃起にまでは至らないと。
Yeah, that's about it. I ended up having to tell her everything. This is extremely embarrassing to say the least. It's bordering on torture at this point. I want to stick my head in the sand.
マナが原因ってことは、病院に行っても意味はないってことだよね。そうだね。おそらく、肉体に問題はないと診断を下されるだけだと思う。そっか。ねえ、りっくん。私に協力できることってないかな？
I mean, if you're offering... Huh?
だから協力、りっくんの勃起に協力できることはないかな？りっくんの力になりたい。
Are you saying...
教師として教え子の悩みを見て見ぬふりはできないよ。
That's not a good excuse, Fumika. Aren't teachers supposed to turn a blind eye towards stuff like this, though?
それは、でも私はりっくんの幼馴染で頼れるお姉さんでもあるわけだし、今さら知らなかったふりはできないよ。りっくんが苦しんでる姿を見るのはちょっと辛いし。
I'm really happy to hear you say that, but I don't think we can.
ねえ、白雪さん、何か方法はない？なぜ僕に？
Well, you know, you're a girl. It's not because you're an angel, though.
だって白雪さん天使だし、マナについても詳しいんだよね。だったら、りっくんが知らないことも知ってるんじゃないかなって。
And well, you did kill him, but no one knows that.
それはそうだけど。でも残念ながらこの件に関しては、僕にもはっきりしたことは分かっていないんだ。魔王のマナの影響であることは間違いないと思うんだけど、 いや、でも、もしかすると。
Uh-huh.
何か思いついた？だが、しかし、何の確証もない話だから。
Does it have something to do with Fari?
確証はともかく、わずかでも可能性があることじゃないの？
I really don't want to get you involved in all this more than you need to.
その気持ちはわかる。僕だってそう思う。これに関しては、代役は存在しない。彼女でなければ意味がないかもしれない。私じゃないとってどういうこと？前世のつながりだ。
Of course, yeah.
魔王にとって、正気ファリは有力な花嫁候補だった。
Wow, who would have guessed that that plot point was going to be pertinent in solving Riku's erectile dysfunction problem in this round?
正気ファリとの接触が、魔王の、勃起の記憶を呼び起こすきっかけになるかもしれない。正気なんて立場なんだから、私の前世は魔王とセックスなんかもしてたはず。その時の感覚を呼び起こすことができるかもってこと？まあそういうことだ。魔王を刺激すれば可能性は。魔王を刺激って言うとやっぱりとはいえ、さっきも言った通りだ。うまくいく保証はない。でもさ、リスクを負うってほどのこともないんじゃないかな。あくまで私がちょっぴり恥ずかしいってだけで。
I don't think it'd be just a little, I mean...
それはまあ、でも、このままだとりっくんも困るのは間違いないんだよね。
It is a really big problem for me.
だったら、協力するよ。
Fumika.
だってこれは前世が正気の私にしかできないことなんでしょ？見て見ぬふりなんてできない。仮にりっくんなら気にせずにいられる？もし私がすごく困ってて、りっくんなら解決させられるかもしれないのに。でも恥ずかしいから、なんて理由で見て見ぬふりできる？
I think I would still help you.
でしょ？つまりこれは、りっくんのためであると同時に、私のためでもあるってこと。
The way she says that, it makes me want to cling to a glimmer of hope.
だから、りっくん。谷風くん。
Okay.
決まりだね。
I just can't help but give in when she presses me like this. It makes me feel like a little kid being scolded by his teacher, and I just end up giving in. This is the only time when I kind of resent the fact that we've known each other for so long. Oh, but won't this affect Fumiko too?
前世、正気の影響がということだね。記憶を除いても前世返りしなかった。これはファリのマナがそれほど強くないからだと思う。であるならば、正気に関してはそこまで気にする必要はないんじゃないかな。
I see. That's good at least.
それで、どうするの？今すぐ確認する？それは。
I don't think that's a good idea. She probably wants to try to receive those memories of Fari and Diablo together, which means
いや、
revive. I mean,
今すぐはちょっと。あ、違うよ。さっきの言葉に嘘はない。りっくんの力になりたいと思ってるけど、この場で今すぐっていうのはさすがにね。私にもいろいろと準備が。
are you sure it's not because? Are you sure it's not because this is a school? You don't want to do it at your workplace? I don't want to force you into anything. I don't want to force you into anything either. It's okay.
そっか。じゃあ、準備が整ったら、私の方から改めて連絡するってことで、いいかな？
You can take as much time as you need, as long as it happens before summer break ends, because that's the time limit of this route.
じゃあ、そういうことで、よろしくお願いします。
No, thank you for trying to help me. Things have taken a turn I wasn't expecting. But is it really okay for us to do this? She'd be doing something really intimate and sexual to help me. It makes me feel like I'm defiling her for my own benefit somehow. Yeah, but she's the adult. Wouldn't she be defiling you? You know? I feel really guilty as well. Or at least I should have. But at the same time, the prospect makes me feel incredibly excited. Well, you did realize you liked her, so.
お先に失礼します。
お疲れ様です。
はい、お疲れ様です。とんでもないことを言ってしまった。魔王に刺激を送る。私がりっくんに刺激を。でもなんとか直してあげないと。男の子にとってりっくんにとって大切なことだと思うし、こんな時こそ年上のお姉ちゃんとして私が何とかしてあげれば。
Though, I guess it'll take something other than enthusiasm for this to work.
ちゃんとできるかな。私処女だし、男の人のを見たことすらないのに。
Well, that works out perfectly, because he is also a virgin. I don't know why that works out, but never mind.
いや、尻込みしている場合じゃない。私がやらねば誰がやる。たとえ処女であろうとも、情報あふれるネット社会だもん。事前に知識を手に入れることくらいたやすいはず。よし、やるぞ。
I immediately turn to my computer and start browsing.
なんて調べればいいんだろう。
Porn.
勃起させる方法とか。
This is a unique situation for Mika. I don't think the normal methods are gonna work.
ダメだこれ。なんか薬のページばっかり出てくる。とすると、男の人気持ちよくさせるとか。
It's called the grapefruit technique.
出た。なるほど。これならテクニックとか検索ワードにした方が引っかかるかも。
Yeah.
セックスは違うか。これって勃起してからの話だもんね。その前っていうと、フェラチオとか。
Yeah, and that's where you incorporate the grapefruit technique.
これなら勃起する前でも刺激を送ることができると思うし。なるほど。まずは構造を知るといいのか。差を切 前立腺。あ、前立腺ってそんなところにあるんだ。え、こんなところどうやって刺激を。そんなお尻に。いや、一つのサイトを鵜呑みにするのは良くない。おふざけで変なことを書いてるサイトかもしれないしね。もっといろいろ調べてみないと。こっちのサイトにもおちりが。念のため他のサイトも。
Yeah.
私のパソコン履歴がとんでもないことに。
I don't know why you aren't searching in incognito mode.